And find out what were you doing out of town all week? Welcome, this is Dan Bathurst.
He was on his bike, right?
Good morning, Dan.
No, I didn't take the bike. Didn't do anything.
He was in
Sacramento.
Where's all the government guys? Yeah, Sacramento.
Where's all the government guys?
Yeah.
Did you just come back?
I just got back yesterday.
Oh.
Actually, Saturday night, and I acted as though yesterday I didn't exist. I stayed home all day and didn't do a thing.
Kind of like what you do on a regular basis.
Ooh, you are a brutal girl.
Slap,
You're mumbling.
You're wide awake, but you are absolutely wide awake today.
Yes.
No, we are up. It's basically CAR's week in
California
Sacramento.
Association of Realtors.
Exactly, and we were told never to call it CAR again. It's CAR.
Oh, everybody calls it
DRE.
CAR.
So we got to break some bad habits there.
Okay.
So, but anyway, it's basically lobbying for the bills that we think are good for real estate, good for the communities and progress mainly. And the progress is for the bills that the main bill that we pushed was getting to the point where when we open up a short sale that they can't foreclose on it. And because a lot of times when we're working
Sometimes
to a
I'll
short
just pull
sale,
that rug right out.
well, they're two
yeah.
different departments altogether, and they don't
It goes up
communicate.
for auction, yeah.
One can be here in California, you're working with a bank here, and then somebody else out in Florida is foreclosing on the same house. So they don't communicate, and so what you work very hard for whatever the length of time is, and then if you don't have the opportunity to close that deal and a week before you're going to close, you've got docs ready to go and everything else, and all of a sudden you find out the house got foreclosed on. So we're trying to get a communication going on, and they're trying to pass a bill now that can't happen anymore. So all that effort and all that hard work that goes into that, it's very discouraging. So
So everybody's on the same page. There's nothing worse than
Sure.
opening the newspaper and seeing that property.
Seeing your name in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, seeing your name, exactly.
the people that think they're buying it are no longer buying it after months of negotiating and everything else. So it's an absolutely important bill. So with any luck, it'll go through, and they're redistricting right now for assemblymen as well for our areas for the superintendents and the whole bit. So that's a whole lot of commotion going on up there. 4 days of just listening and lobbying and learning, and so it's very interesting.
Now, how many realtors from Big Bear were up there, roughly?
There's about I'm going to say somewhere around 8 or 9.
Okay.
So basically,
So pretty
all
well
the board of
represented.
directors, the president of the board, everybody is, they pay our way to go up there to lobby for it, and it's a very important time of the year for us.
And this is not your first time.
No. I went last year as well. It's kind of that learning process in the first year. When you go back, then you have that opportunity to really, basically, when you get in that Capitol building, you get lost, so you're going to have a mentor to follow around and learn for the first year. Second time out, you're a little more versed, and you have a lot more on the ball and what you're supposed to do. But it's just rapid fire. You're constantly on the go the whole time you're there. So.
And was it only the Board of Realtors from Big Bear, or was it from all over the
it's
state?
all over the state. It's everybody representing. You're there basically because they don't really have the time to read the bills and stay on top of things. So they've got aides and the whole bit going on. So we actually just
You mean bills
inundate
on
the
aides?
Capitol. Yeah. So we kind of just, 2,000, 3,000 agents show up there to just go from office to office. That's what we do all day long.
Wow,
We talk to senators.
interesting.
We talk to the assemblymen. We talk to everybody we can and put the important facts out there for them. And we ask that they, yay or nay on what we think is important. So they really do listen to us, and it's just a major impact on the market.
So these bills that you presented, when are they going to go up for voting?
Well, by the end of the year. It's when they assemble and how they do it. So they kind of give us a hot sheet. So when we go up, they give us the vitals and the important things, and this is what we take around and run from office to office. And so by the time we're done, and we have a great influence on that, you can just imagine what 2,000 realtors can do.
Yes, I can
running
imagine.
From office to office.
That's scary. That's a nightmare.
So we hold a strong voice, and they really listen to us, and so we impact it quite well.
Well, and some of the issues that have gone on, because this has been going on for a while,
Yes.
that the California Association of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors are really not just realtor advocates, they're consumer advocates as well.
Yes, absolutely. And,
Yeah,
well,
they're
it's-
working for us.
Exactly it. And we see what goes on the front line, so they don't. And so for us to relay that to them, this, I believe it's AB 1745, yes, is the big bill for us right now. So that was the big press for this event.
Yeah.
So did they seem to agree that this was an important bill to pass?
You know, they kind of agree to agree, and until they review they actually sit down and when it's brought to the floor, they're just more aware. And so yes, they never say yes or no. You know, they just listen to your side. We request it, but when you've got, you know, hundreds of people walking through your office requesting the same exact thing, because they brief us in the morning before they even set us out. So in that briefing, we're pretty knowledgeable, and you can just imagine you got 20 people sitting in your office every hour telling you to do the same thing over and over, and the aides are sitting around taking notes. So it's very, very structured, if you will. We know exactly what we're there for, and we don't deviate from that, and we just know what the important facts are, and that's all you lay down. You don't have time for anything else.
Right.
You know,
Well, as far as the assemblymen go, the guys at that end of the state, we hardly ever see them here.
Exactly.
I don't know if they're, because, you know, we get a little spoiled with our county supervisor being
yeah.
up here all the time and everything, but we never see those guys.
No.
Yeah, and believe it or not, they know they're out of touch. We had the opportunity to speak to a couple of assemblymen for this area, and it was kind of unique. And of course, voting's coming up now, so they're all going to be out there pushing
Sure.
for recognition.
And now
and
we'll
everything.
see
So
them.
now we will see them.
They'll be
You're
all over
absolutely
the place.
correct. You couldn't have said that any better, you know.
They're out here when the bridge opens, and then it's it.
Yeah.
But it's partly up to us too to stay in touch with them. You know, you do a great job of interviewing the, you know, Neil Derry and competitors and whatever the case may be. But the opportunity is for them to come here and see what we're doing. And you get everybody's down in the flatland, like you say, and off the mountain. So for them to actually take the time to come up here, it has to be, we have to promote it more than anything, you know, and we have to let them know we need them to be here.
Yeah, because we
And
have a
get
very
involved.
unique place up here on top of the mountain.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's, I believe that they know the value of what's going on in the market today and what we're experiencing here and the economy and the impact and everything else. So I'm positive that we're going to get a lot more attention in the following years than what we've had before. According to them, you know, we have an opportunity to go to the Capitol dinner, which is a main kind of like a congregating meal that we all get to socialize with the senators and everybody. And I mean, you know, it's a big to-do, and we get to say what we want, and they literally stand around and listen to what we have to say, and it seems that they're sincere. You know, that they're very interested in, especially in the economy today. They have to listen, and so they've taken the opportunity to spend the time with us, and that was very unique. But that only happens, you know, once in a great while, one day out of the year that we get to make this impact. So you can
Thank you for representing us.
Well, and thank you to our local board for sending representatives and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
staying in touch there.
And we stay on top of it. And I got to tell you, Mickey has been just a great president. She's doing a very good job of staying on top of these issues and doing what it is. And, you know, our Kim Boda going up there. And,
She was
you know,
singing.
it's kind of very nice to have represented by 2,000, 3,000 agents, and Kim doing the, you know, singing, and they have their band, and she's part of that band and the whole thing. So it's really nice to have Big Bear represented there
Yeah, that
among
way,
so many
yeah.
people, you know, for the whole state of California. So.
All right. So what is going on in our market here?
Our market is doing a lot better. I mean, it's slowing down a little bit because that's just the time of the year. So
Yes.
at where we stand right now, but we're sitting in our distressed properties. We're at 126 units sold at 44% cash buyers still.
Still.
So the cash
And do you know,
buyers.
how does that compare to this time last year? Do you have that?
This time last year we were at 138, so we had more units out, but we're holding. You know, we're doing better. And actually, in the distressed properties, we hope that does drop. You know, and that,
Sure.
that does fall down.
Less of those and more of the regular stuff.
We're in our residential. We're at 273, and last year we were at 243. and we are at
okay.
34% cash buyers in the residential.
In the residential and 44% in the distressed properties.
Yes. So
Wow.
market-wise, we're doing good. We're holding strong compared to some places that are really struggling,
Mm-hmm.
and where we're still being pushed by foreclosure and short sale,
Sure.
but not as dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are kind of veering away from the time frame that it takes to get a deal done there, and the resale market is definitely being is competitive now with
Mm-hmm.
those short sales and foreclosures. So that's something that we have to have happen is we're eliminating that distressed property line so that our values are coming back, and that's
Good.
that we're
so.
starting to see in the valley. So very important to us.
What about listings? You know, I hear from people all the time that, oh my gosh, everything is for sale up here. And of course, if you drive down one street or two streets and you see 3 or 4 signs, it feels like
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
But the reality is we're not
is
that far off
we-
from our norm, are we?
We really only have 564 units on the market right now for resale. So that's pretty standard. You know, we're
this
still
time of
in the
year?
run. Yeah, so we're still running strong.
And when the market was hot, I remember, I think a high I saw was like 1,600 listings in
Wow,
August
that's
or-
a lot.
Yeah, but that's an
August, well,
overall. That's an
August,
overall.
Yeah.
That's a total.
Our total overall right now is 1,130.
Okay.
So we're doing it, but when you get into the lakefronts and the properties that are being sold that normally don't sell, but because of that distress situation, you know, we're at 27 for lakefronts right now, which is very unusual. We were at 16 last year at this time, so we are doing much better. I think people are realizing the values. A lot of first-time buyers coming out of the woodwork right now. A lot of investors. So we are part of that focal group. You know,
Okay, good.
our economy and our values will come back quicker than most.
All right. Very good. Still a good time to be a buyer.
Great time to be a buyer.
Great
It's
time.
absolutely superb. The deals are phenomenal out there
Well-
in every level.
Thank you very much. This is Dan Bathurst with Exit Realty here in Big Bear, and his phone number is?
909-878-0522.
And his website is?
ExitRealtyBigBear.com.
And his wife's birthday is on?
One extra second. December 12th.
Commercial.
Thanks for coming in, Dan.
I love you,
We'll be
Dan.
back in just a minute and learn about biking in the mountains and tell you about something that's going on here that you may not have known of at all. We'll be right back.